Another effect that you can apply to your presentation is the way that the slides are going to transition into each other. Now, by default, it's just set to change. So if we click slideshow, then when we go to the next slide, the slide simply changes. But those are not the only options that you have. Under the Animations tab, we have this big section here called Transition to this slide. So this will determine how this slide comes in. And what's actually really great about this feature is if you just hover the mouse over a different option, you get a preview straight away. So for example, we can see that this is fade smoothly. So your slide is going to fade in instead of simply appearing. We have various others like fade through black, cut. We can have it come in a kind of pixelated way. We can have it wipe down. We can have it wedge in a circular kind of way. So there's a lot of different options that you have. And for example, I really like this fade through black option. I think it looks really nice. So I can click that, and that's now the way that this slide is going to come in. But there's a few other options we have to refine this even further. First of all, we have transition speed. So if I set this to slow, your slide is going to fade in a little bit more slowly. If you want to, you could also have a transition sound. So again, we have this library of PowerPoint's defaults, and if you just hover over them, you get a preview of what it's going to sound like. You can also choose how you want to advance to the next slide. Mostly we have on mouse click, so that means that when you click or when you hit the forward or back arrow, you're going to move slides. You can actually set a slide to move automatically after a certain amount of seconds. The last option that you want to look at here is apply to all. So if you have 100 slides in your PowerPoint, obviously you're not going to want to click individually through each one and change all the settings, put this on slow, etc., etc. So what I can do is simply click this button which says apply to all, and that's going to set all of these settings to every single slide. So now when I look at all of these slides, we see that this is highlighted and it's set to slow. So if I go to the beginning of my presentation and go for a preview, we have our little animation there, and every slide fades in nice and slowly, and I only had to change that once at the very beginning and click apply to all.